Hip hop music is reminiscent. Memory lane is like reminiscent, reminiscent. But not just thoughts, I'm really planning. Not just thoughts, I'm really planning. But not just thoughts, I'm really planning. I'm really planning.
Just for the lyricists, Dominican dime pieces and Benjamins, brown liquor sippers and heavy hitters as I reminisce my innocence. Lost at a younger age, looking up the gangs.
Hey, what's up, peeps de lo mío? Sit down and take a seat. Que lo que? Siéntate. Lawrence and Beyond, what's going on? On today's episode, hosting Manjibe and Professor Time. Yo, you guys already know the vibes. And today we got a special guest. But before I even get there, guys, we're live. Feel free to ask any questions.
Yeah, we're live on Twitter.
Throw those questions at us if you will.
We're not shy about anything. We love any questions, any inference that you guys have. Bring it on.
Facts. And on today's episode, we got a very special guest, baby. We got OneMike. What's good, man?
What up?
What is good, man? Like, OneMike, like, you've been doing music for a very long time. And, like, I'm getting straight into it. What made you fall in love with music?
With making it or music in general?
Music in general, or do you want me to say what made you fall in love with rap? Because that's what I feel, that's what I hear from you.
With rap, I think honestly listening to Tupac, like, growing up the most. And, like, I remember blank cassettes, pressing play and record at the same time and recording shit off jamming 94.5.
Right, that was some fun.
And then re-recording over old shit and just listen to it back. And I remember my mom's living room, I had a little hydraulics car that I used to play with. Yeah. And I used to, like, play gangster rap and just play with my cars and shit.
And your mom never thought it was kind of violent or anything?
Oh, definitely. Hell yeah. Especially, like, 90s gangster rap. But
yeah.
She didn't think nothing of it. Plus, we were some
stuff.
badass little kids in London and shit. So those are my earliest memories. And then, of course, like, my first physical albums holding them, which was my cousin Rafi had them. It was DMX, As Dark as Hell is Hot.
That was a good one. The 90s.
Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, and Ready to Die.
Cover was
like
crazy.
A CD binder.
Those are like, he just brought them out, and I just remember seeing them. Like, now in my mind, they're like glowing and shit.
Right. Yeah, I remember like having all those in like a huge CD binder with a bunch of like 90s rap. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Hilarious, man.
The days.
You want to find interesting, Mike? Like, I feel like at first, I thought your music is out there for I'll say a little bit older than the young crowd, right? Yeah. But I seen you get love from the young crowd, the middle crowd, and literally the old heads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, Marco can't wait, bro. When you gonna release your album? Like, I literally visually have seen that, bro.
Yeah. There's people like that be telling me all the time. It is wild. We were talking about it earlier. It's like the age difference is really fucking wild.
It's
like
crazy, right?
My managers at Apple, to like friends telling me their mom leaves it in the fucking car and listens and drives to it all the time and talks about the album. So like, I used to never really see significance in it, but the more and more like we bring it up and talk about it, it really is fucking special, bro. Not as many young people, because it's not like, necessarily the things you want to turn up to and party and get amped to, but middle-aged, early 20s, and all the way up to like 70-year-olds be bumping my shit.
But that kind of says it's timeless, Like it could resonate from when you're young to when you're a little older. So you have some time to even grow on, like, you know what I mean? But does that affect like the marketing of your CD or of your like stuff? Like, does it affect knowing that there's so diverse like age group and stuff like that?
I believe, potentially. And if I think about it too, like if younger people had a hold of it and they were bumping it, I would imagine it would spread more because they're the ones mostly more on social media. They'll spread that shit like wildfire. But the older cats, you know me, you guys know me personally. It's all about just people listening.
Yeah.
So the fact that I got listeners, man, I like how you said timeless too.
Yeah.
Professor Time.
For me, like. I think about, because when you work on a project too, not to get off topic too much, but like,
that's okay.
When you work on a project, by the time you're done with it, you get sick of it. Especially with how long I take on them. Yeah. So like now I've been going back and listening to the old projects and like loving them all over again. So I do feel like even myself, they're timeless in that sense.
How long did you take on this?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 2016 was your last album, right?
And that one took 2.5 years exactly to a T too, which was weird. Not planned.
And this is your fourth.
It's my fourth birthday.
Jesus.
That's what I call albums. I call them birthdays.
Birthday's your fourth birthday.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
This one took you 2.5 years. Is this the longest one you had?
This is I feel like, you know what's crazy? Like I took a year, the first year I was writing them all, just writing. And then I met my producer that I'm like, that's my boy right there. That's my guru to me being Premier. You know, like his name's L5 from Lawrence. You might know him, Ludi. So shout out L5. Once I met up with him, Roger put me onto him. Right. And once I met up with him, we pumped out the whole album in like 6 months. Yeesh. Boom. So a year and a half or so of writing them all, getting them ready. I met up with him. I had an idea of like what kind of beats I was looking for, what kind of sounds, and boom, we finished the album within 6 to 8 months around there.
Shout outs to Ludi, by the way.
Shout outs to Ludi, but that sounds like fun, you know? Having 2 years of just fun of just like seeing what you want to do with this project, you know? And it sounds like you had time to think on it and resonate and stuff because you don't want just like, oh, I have a talent, this is my craft, deal with it. Now you get another 6 or you get another 10 and da-da-da-da. And hit them up with that, but it's cool that you take your time and have fun with it, you know?
I'm curious though. Because you had 2 albums in 2013, though. Tell me a little about, I mean, every year you had a nice little gap.
Yeah.
So you had 2 in 2013, though.
2013, you went back to back.
Yeah, but I was fucking hyped. At that point...
that was a crazy year, though.
It was.
It was an interesting year.
For me, so special, guys, man. Like, I'm telling you, I grew up so fucking shy. I made myself socially awkward just with my mind working against me all my younger years, and I fucking hated it. Yeah. Couldn't speak. I always thought about saying the right thing. And so much about saying the wrong thing and not wanting to. So for somebody like me to finally, you know, years later develop into an artist and let alone start performing at shows, what happened is I started writing in about 2010. Once one of my boys got locked up, and he was the best rapper I ever met in my life. His name was Blacksmith, which he just got freed too. So shout out to Blacksmith.
Shout out to Blacksmith.
He was the reason, really, why I even started rapping. I'm like, damn, I admired his craft so much. He's the best freestyle rapper I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's nasty.
And he's like Jay-Z and Lil Wayne in the sense of he's never written a song. All of his songs in his whole life is all in his head. I don't see that shit. So I just admired it, bro.
Yeah, as soon as he came out, he right on the phone, he rapped us a song that he had, a whole song.
Right,
and we were like, this is a hit.
Still hungry,
this is
man.
a hit. That was lit. That was fun times.
And shout out
that was the summer, right? Like,
he's grinding right now, too. And he's part of the reason, right? So imagine, from 2009 leading up to the first album, January 31st, 2013. That was Thoughts from a Troubled Youth. All the years leading up to that, guys, I was in and out of studios. I was trying different engineers. I was
a hair away from 2014.
And what was that?
A hair away from 2014.
This was
You said January 31st, 2013.
13, yeah.
A hair away from 2014. That's good.
Man, there's a lot that led up to it, guys. And like I wanted to quit a couple times. Like my close circle knows that. Like I had a lot of doubts because going booth to booth, I didn't like my voice on a microphone, but I could rap out loud to y'all and sound good to my friends. So I'm like, what's the problem here? Where's the disconnect? I need to get my vocals to sound how they sound off of a microphone.
What do you think it was?
Just developing the craft, you know, having confidence in the
finding your voice.
Finding the voice. And then at first, too, mind you, I do know what it was now looking back. All the engineers I was trying before the first album, they were dubbing my voice. You don't dub rap vocals.
No, that makes it sound kind of like local.
Crazy.
Like local music. Yeah, they usually dub it.
And here's what it is, too. I'm actually having fun, like, looking back on it. I know exactly why they dubbed it. That's because I was still so raw, like, prospect. I was just starting. So my voice sounded weak on a microphone. So in their heads, probably like dubbing it would give it more strength, you know, more umph to it.
Yeah, because they're going about it like a school where like a more
studio way,
like they studied this, so they're like, in my class I would do this.
Try to apply it the same way.
Yeah, instead of just like going by ear, you know.
And it's tough. It led me to that. End of 2012, I started working on Thoughts from a Troubled Youth. At that point, I already had written
Kenny sent you some hard eyes.
Hard eyes. Yo, we love you too, Kenny. We love you too, baby. Shout outs to DJ Infamous. Let's get it.
Wish you were here, brother.
Facts, man.
I'm taking a hit for you, dog.
Taking a quick hit. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm rude, man.
No, don't be.
Go ahead, man.
End of 2012, I met up with Wiz Dakota. And he was the one that he engineered the first project.
Shout out Wiz.
Shout out Wiz.
It was dope. Definitely shout out Wiz too.
Word. Yeah. He had some good stuff with him.
Bro,
especially he did your OneMike track.
Yeah, that was one of the
your best basketball track.
Yeah,
the best. Go ahead,
you can say it. I'm not afraid from it.
It's still one of my favorite songs of yours, and because of the punchline. Those punchlines are ridiculous.
I use people's names as words. I use basketball players.
I recommend anybody to like go back and like hear it and stuff because those punchlines are
Tell me about the
crazy.
stances, man.
Thank you. Huh?
Tell me about your stances when you're rapping, because like you really throw like 4 syllables in a row or something. Like you really are versatile with that stuff, man.
Yeah, from that first CD to right now, this day, that's my principle. That's my set of rules. Everything has to be truthful. It has to be of meaning. There's gonna be no fillers, but I limit myself in the sense that no matter what, it has to be at least 2 syllables. There is not a 1 syllable rhyme in my entire albums. Like everything's 2, 3s, and 4s, and then in betweens of 3 syllables before I land on the end 3 syllables. Like that's how obsessed I am with that. It's very meticulous, but
it's fun to listen to.
Thank you, man. Thank
Definitely
you.
fun to listen to.
Yeah.
It's
I pride
impressive.
myself on that,
Yeah.
man. I love it. That first album too. We were talking about Thoughts from a Troubled Youth. Is like I did want to point out that was so dope and fun because all the producers I worked with, you know, I had LP, I had Lou, I had What's the Code.
Shout out to Lou.
Shout out to Lou.
Shout out to Lou.
I had my man Hunted Thou, who everybody loves,
Hunted
Bob
Thou.
Marley, aka Ed Jeffrey. And I had Batista. Batista's been on every album, even to this day.
Yeah.
So all these different sounds, guys. It was 14 tracks, right? And every single track was different. I had a turn-up joint. I had a conscious joint. I had some conspiracy joint. I was even watching conspiracy videos with Jeff. We were scaring each other.
Right, yeah.
Yo, those are scary. Yo, those are
We
scary,
made
bro.
this scary-ass beat, and we fucking went with it, bro. Ran with it. I had like songs about my past, songs about my life. I had fun, everything. I tried it all. And then the second CD comes out in the same year, Rapid Fire. 12 months later, December same year, 2013, I dropped Shining Minus the Diamonds. I found my sound. Already within that 12 months, I knew who I am. I found my identity.
How you found that? How did you know you found your sound? Do you hear that from somebody else, or you feel that?
Me, after I hear the final product. Once I heard all the songs in order, that's which, by the way, I don't hear much artists out, but when you get to hear your project in order and they're all finished, goddamn.
Right?
That's the best feeling in the fucking world. And hearing that shit, that's how I knew. I didn't plan on it, but hearing Shining Minus the Diamonds, 12 tracks on that, and they more or less embody like who I am as a person, the positive message I want to get out, and embracing your dark times because it leads to the light. It's always going to lead to a positive.
And talking about dark times, it is a fact that your music has helped people with suicide, or at least this one person. You don't mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, I won't share his name, but recently.
Yeah. Recently?
Yeah. No, well, recently is when he told me. And yeah, he just like, he shared that with me. Before he shared that, he was giving me mad props and just showing he's a huge fan.
Yeah.
What my words do for him. He's always posting stuff. He's sharing it. He's sending the music to everybody he knows and loves. He really, really believes in the shit. And then after that is when, you know, we had conversations and got to know him and shit, and he told me something like that, which I never would have believed, you know, but...
He said, like, yo, you saved my life. I was going
Yeah,
through some stuff, and your music would just brought me out of that.
Yeah, not a respect to not do too much detail, just saying pretty much the gist how you said. He's he was right on the edge. He was just in the darkest, lowest points of his life, and he said, like, the lyrics really helped him uplift, you know, and get through those times. So it was special to hear that, too.
That's
and other people as well, too. Like, not as drastic as that, of course, but I can't help but forget, like, I can't help but remember all the times that people, they tell me what my songs do for them when they're sad.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that really gets me. And a couple records that I wrote for friends that passed. Yeah.
Wow.
Like my first producer ever, they gave me my first chance. His name's Jay White, rest in peace.
Oh,
Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
And like the night he passed, I went and I wrote a whole beautiful, beautiful song. It was on my last album. It was called What It's Gonna Take, and I got to send it to his fiance to be like the next day. Not the next day, sorry. The next day is when I finished it, and then once it was recorded, I got to send it to his fiance. So that's just special shit like that, and like, you can tell it's a special kind of bond and connection when it comes to certain tracks with people.
And speaking about bonds and connections, I don't know if this is even a segue to what I'm about to say. That's the funny part. But how did you ship out your music to Russia, Uganda? What made you get that idea? But I can see where your fans are hitting you up from all over the place, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's something new. That's like old school method, but now with today's time, we're able to broaden our horizons. You know what I mean? It's like
to reach more people, more ears around the world.
Talk to me about that, man.
Yes, it's dope. It's really dope. You know, we want to break the mold. Me and my manager / best friend, his name's Goomer. Shout out to Goomer. We try to do shit on our terms. Like, artists are so set on just following the path that's been paved. Like, doing it because that's what, you know, they think is right, or because other people doing it and they see it work. We just do what we like to do. So what we've been doing is, for a while now, he pays the shipping. Like, thank God, because I only work part-time so I can, you know, craft this music as much as I can and put my money into it. But he helps me with a lot of the funding. And he pays the shipping, bro. Hell yeah, mad love, bro. He pays the shipping.
He does it up, bro.
How you said? Countries like Russia, fucking Guatemala, Canada, fucking all these Asian countries, places in Africa. People just hitting me up, bro. Send me a CD, send me a CD. Like me reading these addresses, they just look so weird to be so different in other parts of the world. And I'll write, you know, from Boston to etc. And I'll sign it for them, and we'll pay the shipping. My manager will pay the shipping, we'll send it to their houses, and we don't ask for a penny back. We just want people to listen.
Honestly,
to
from the beginning, I've been surprised of how much Goomer did. And like everything that he did, I'm just like, wow, man, that's what's up, man. That team, you know what I mean? High
It
class.
feels good, man. You can
class,
tell. Somebody believes. When somebody believes, that he shows it in the most purest form right there.
Yeah, pure, and he does it. He's consistent, which is
hell yeah, man. He's helped spread this around.
Bless you. Why is That's the Real your favorite music video?
Oh shit, that was it was fun. I think because like the first ones,
What's the music video?
What's the real?
Is that real?
Is that real?
Is that real?
Yeah.
That music video is nasty though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good time.
Shout out to Gil Videos.
Yeah,
That was Gil Videos.
and Lou on the beat too.
And Lou on the beat.
Yeah. So that one was.
Video was impressive. It's fun to watch too. Like,
all the different friends of mine that I bring together, like
do
all.
Do you still have that on your
on YouTube?
On your Twitter as your main?
Oh no. I put it. I think I put the recent video. Hear me out.
Oh,
Um,
the recent.
I guess that one, if I could say it, it would probably be because that was like my first one where I felt it was official. The thing for me, like I used to edit like our skate videos when we were younger, so I'm like really huge and like I wish I could play a role in selecting which clips for all my music videos, but I was never able to be there during the editing process, which I will be on the new video we're about to shoot. You know, but we can talk about that later. As far as that one, when it came out, it was like the most professional one. Gil Videos hooked me up.
It was good, fun to look at. You guys had fun. It's like
proud,
because the lyrics are like if you guys are talking, so it actually looked like what you were picturing in your head from listening to the song.
Most stuff, bro. It was special.
And you're like in the skate park in Lawrence and fucking next to the Lowell.
Oh, that's Hear Me Out. The Hear Me Out video.
Oh, that's the Hear Me Out video.
Yeah, with 100,000.
Oh,
but Gil Videos edited that too.
They did that one. I love that video.
Yeah.
That video's what's up.
The new one, guys, is gonna be fucking wild. I'm hooking up with a director, my boy Edwin from Boston, from Lynn. It's gonna be for my song One Love. Just know now, when it comes out in a couple weeks, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
This is not a music video where I'm just rapping my
Who's
lyrics.
the director?
This is his name's Edwin.
Edwin?
Yeah, he's from Lynn. He works with
from Lynn.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Putting
bro.
the Lynn project in there.
Bro, we got like a whole script. Yeah, it's my stomping grounds, right?
Yeah.
And we got a whole script. We're going on location hunting. We got actors. We got the whole nine. So no just standing around rapping lyrics. I want to barely even rap. And
like a Michael Jackson type of music video. I don't know where's the scene, and you rap. I don't know where's the scene.
Probably right when I get back from a little vacay. So I think early March. Early March. And hopefully if we get the editing done and all that by end of March we can drop it. So this will be the first video out for the new album. And then we plan on doing 2 more for that. I did want to go back on you asked me the 2 albums in 1 year. You could tell.
Yeah, because I want to know.
2 albums in 1 year.
I was hype. I was so hungry. I was hungry. I finally sounded like how I think I'm supposed to sound on a microphone. I'm feeling good. And then at that point, I realized after I dropped the second one, I'm like, damn, I know I want to take my time on this next one. The third CD to me was, because, you know, second album, Shining Minus the Diamonds, December 2013, there was still some mixing flaws and stuff like that I wish I could have fixed instead of just putting it out. Because once you set a release date, then the pressure's there. Which, by the way, as I stated earlier, I don't care about tradition. Like, if I set a release date and I want to change it, I'm going to change it. I don't care. There's no pressure from no one else, but back then I didn't think that way. So I'm like, damn. Release date's there, bro. We gotta just chill it out. Push it. It's done, right? Like, so we threw it out, and there's like a couple things, maybe like a vowel, a syllable that I didn't pronounce as clear as I wanted. I'm that meticulous. Like,
it's still a good one.
Thank you. I'm overall happy with it.
Bro. Like, it's fucking fun to listen.
I think that one, if people go back, Shining Minus the Diamonds, that shit was overlooked. Like, there's a lot of gems on that one, bro, for sure. But that's why I took so long, guys, for the next one, because I wanted to make sure I didn't have that feeling of not being able to go back and fix those little things right there. That third CD, not a single thing I would change. It is absolutely 10 out of 10 for my ears and what I wanted to deliver.
I heard that for years.
Thank you,
Heard
man.
it for years.
2.5 years on that
visual.
one. That was I started working on it right after 2.5 years. That's after, and that was with Bob Nash. We engineered that one in Lowell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, those are good feelings right there, guys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of weird too, because I don't drop singles in between projects to stay relevant.
Yeah.
People are like, yo,
why is that,
did he
dude?
quit?
Why is that?
I guess I just don't think about it. I swear to God, like,
It's just you. That's just you.
You're just doing it how you're doing
Yeah,
it. You're not gonna have like a marketing method towards it.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
doing it how you do it.
and it would only help to.
As a marketer, that's like heaven. It's like, I do your shit. Do your thing, bro.
It's so that's why I said like people get frustrated with me, like friends wise, because I openly admit that I don't like to promote. I don't even like once the album's out, I'll post it like a couple times and I'm done. I'm moving. I'm working on my new album. That's it. Literally will not post it again. I'll leave that up to people if they want to share it and whatnot. Same thing goes for like the music videos. My latest one was my best one. I recorded it. Best director yet. Best, best product I think so far out of my music videos. I posted it once or twice and moved on. That's it. I just want to keep moving forward, but I don't want to promote or nothing like that. Single wise though, I think I was on a podcast recently. I was telling them about this. Like I am open to the idea, potentially doing singles this time. Because on this new album, I had the single with King Los, Everlong, and I wasn't going to not release that. That was a big fucking deal. It's one of my favorite rappers of all time. So that happened. I had to release it, and that's going to be on the new album because I'm not going to put that on the
So
new album.
you're putting your King Los feature on the new album.
Had to. Only feature on the album.
Crazy.
Only feature the
My
album.
last album,
Only
0
feature.
features too. No features from no rappers. My second album, I had Wiz Dakota and Radix on one track, but not really rappers. All my albums, I got singers. I got female and male vocalists. That's my shit right there. I love how they blend with the instrumentals.
Do you have a reason for that, or is it just?
I
you just want your albums to be purely what you think?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's another one of those where I don't think about it as much anymore. But if I had to think about it now, because people ask me all the time, artists and non-artists ask me too, and I'm like, I don't think it's anything specific. It just hasn't happened naturally. Because there are people from around here that I've linked up with to make songs together, and like they'll actually finish their verses. So I'll feel bad too that I can't like force the inspiration because I don't ever write songs unless the inspiration's there and takes over. So I start to find myself trying to force it to finish the song to do right by them, and I just end up not doing it.
How do they feel about that? I mean, I mean, in that situation, do people stop working with you? Because like
probably because I'll still be friends with them, but like I can't imagine like I can never be upset if they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like kind of like I let them down when I do stuff like that. But at the same time, I do feel good at wording it because I always want to make sure I come from a place of letting them know. I'm not just gonna write this to write this.
your music is a strong defense, though. Like they listen to your stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, I understand why.
Shit,
I understand why."
It sounds like
You
you
know?
have a certain way of doing things, and you're very strong in your demeanor on that point.
Definitely, bro. I mean, at this point, I think I got the formula down for how I want to write, but I do want to collab for sure. Like the recent ones, people that I try to collab with too, especially, I want to.
Who do you want to collab with?
So like, since I was working in L5's booth, me and Rick were gonna do some shit.
Oh
And
shit!
ripped
Shout
his
out
shit.
to Rick.
Yeah, he killed his shit. Obviously, you know how he does with the bars, and he did his shit in like 2 days. He was done. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn, this shit's fine. Now I really gotta deliver. And like, I liked a couple bars that I was writing, but not my final product. So I ended up just like at that point being like, nah, I'm gonna go back and refocus on finishing the album. But my bad, And he understood too, which is good because we're friends before that too.
So after this drops, you're gonna go into like
Shout out to
making
GRAMMYS.
some features.
I want to. I want
Have
to.
some fun. Have some singles.
Most
Right before a new album.
Most def. Right now, I'm actually in the process of. I've started writing for the new album, so I'm already I want to move forward. I want to keep going while this inspiration's been going. I've had inspiration now for like a year and a couple months. There's been no writer's block. Like that's pretty crazy. So I'm kind of rare in the sense that. Compared to the first year. When I wrote those 2 albums, I was writing till 4 a.m. almost every single night.
It's rushed.
Just scrapping and throwing shit out, just writing. At that point, I was still freestyling because I started freestyling when I was before ever picking up a pen. Ever. It was freestyling first. That's how I fell in love with making music. And to this day, I freestyle almost every single day. I love to cypher. I love to have drinks with my friends and just freestyle. So I barely write at all, ever. I write down little notes from my freestyles, little bars that I like, and I'll write them in my notes from my phone because I can't forget those, and I'll use them if I want to recycle them. Other than that, I never write. Never. I wait till the beat gives me pictures. I wait till the beat makes me feel shit. I wait till it's. I wait. Once I fall in love with a beat and my head's just rocking and I'm fucking with it heavy, I pump out, on this new album, I pump out my best records in like 2 hours. Matter of fact, the best record on the new album, I've wanted to write for 6 years. I had the idea of trying to write a song of living 10 years in the ghetto with no white people to move into the woods where there was no minorities. Yeah. Those two worlds. I wanted to write a record like that for 6 years. The idea was planting their seed, but never could. Yeah. Scratching, crumbling the paper, not doing it, leaving it aside. To the point where I didn't touch that idea for years. And then at work, like 3 months ago, right near the end of the album, I wrote the whole song in like an hour and a half at work. Because I had a beat stuck in my head. Like, that shit is beautiful, and you can never plan for that. Yeah. So imagine me, I'm at work, people trying to walk up to me and talk. It looks like I'm just texting fast, but I'm just trying to write all my notes. I'm basically like, I'm not mean, but I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Yeah. You're right. I almost wanted to leave. So that's beautiful in the sense, if you think about it. I think even looking at it now and talking about it out loud, like, I never write. I wait till a beat touches me.
You don't think that hinders you, like, of all the stuff you can write, but it could, or you think it like boosts?
I think it I don't think it hinders, only for one reason solely. The one rule that I've always had for myself is that I will not put out an album unless I think it's better than the last one, no matter what. Okay. And everyone else, their own words. Every single person that's been a fan of my music, their own words have said it. I outdo myself every time. And now with this being the first album where I'm writing as little bit, close to not writing at all as this, it's still better than the last one. So it's crazy, and the instrumentals is really what does it for me. And also, that's why I brought up freestyle, because I think, like, if I didn't freestyle, it would definitely I'd be taking steps back, I think. But freestyle is it
a hip-hop album? Is it a whole hip-hop album?
Oh, yeah. So, like, the from track 1 to track 7, I give you, like, boom bap. I'm giving you 94, I'm giving you 96 rugged shit. Yeah. Especially as far as the instrumentals go, but, like, real Illmatic inspired as well, too. You can even tell by me paying homage. The second track's called Memory Lane. Third track is One Love. Nas is the God MC for me. So first 7 tracks, boom bap. Then what happens is take you on a little like detour. I got like my first time I do like a little skit. It's like 12 bars of my boy Julio beatboxing, and then the CD shifts.
I'm excited.
Oof.
I'm excited.
That one go hard, and like the next 2 songs right after that, 8 and 9, they're more new school. Bass heavy, kind of trap drumish, so new school sounds for those two.
Okay, so we're gonna get some new school.
Right towards the end of the CD, and then it takes you to the outro. The outro is just really smooth, and it perfectly wraps up the album, and like who I am as a person now too at the end.
I see.
So yeah,
that's what's up, bro.
And I always was curious about this, Mike, because I have a friendship with Wagner.
Oh yeah.
But you also have a friendship with Wagner, and I'm like, how did you guys even start chilling, bro? Like, my nigga, that's wild.
Party days, man. Party days. I was homies with this big crazy motherfucker named JC.
I remember JC.
He's still a homie. Young Turn Up, I call him.
Young Turn Up. My nigga JC. Shout out to JC.
Parties. Shout out to JC.
Shout out to JC.
Shout out to his little man Romeo.
Whereas shout out to Romeo, bro. He's a real Romeo.
Oh, that's gonna be the lady killer.
That's a lady killer.
You're talking a half Dominican, half Irish with blue eyes.
Damn!
That's already over.
Yeah, bro.
It's already over. Yo, so that's how it happened. JC started bringing me to parties with him, and like when I was like 19, 20, you know, at that point I'd been hanging out with other people. I'd go to jams and Lawrence and shit. But the parties JC started bringing me to, that's where Wagner was at. Wagner and him were homies. And before then, I always knew who Wagner was. Because, like, niggas had MySpace. Wagner was always popular. I knew him before.
Not true.
No.
Don't believe him, guys.
Remember, this is from my point of view. Before he even knew that I knew him, before we knew each other, I knew who he was already. I would always hear the name. There's obviously not another Wagner. And then, like, at parties that I would be at, that he'll show up, I'll hear everybody, Wagner! Hype. So that's, like...
Good days.
That's who he was before I knew him. And then we met up. And partied once or twice together, then started linking up. I remember I started going to his crib when I was finishing the first album. We were hanging out on the porch.
I was listening to him before he even I was listening to him when he decided I want to rap, and he got better. Yeah. He got infinitely better like every single time I heard him.
So you watched him grow.
Oh, yeah. It was ridiculous. At first, I was just like, oh, he's doing it for fun. But then he's like, oh, I want to rap. I'm like, you know, more power to you. And then I was like, but you know, we're just freestyling for fun. And then he kept showing me shit, and I was like, impressed.
That's right. We were Siphon always too.
Siphon
We were
always. I was
rapping
impressed. I was like,
freestyle.
what the? Yeah, no, we. This is one of my best friends. Like, we mad close. Like, he chills with me all the time, and like, he's one of the most genuine people I've ever met. Like, he's a really good dude. Like, you know, we have a lot of good times. And yeah, we were just rapping like regular, and you know what I mean. We had some good times, but then he just got better and better and better to the point that he was just overlapping the people we were rapping with. It was just like
He got serious.
It became a very visual gap between those who was just freestyling to actually someone that it became very apparent, and it was ridiculous. And I was impressed. You know, it takes a lot to impress me, and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on?
It's crazy looking back on these times.
I didn't think he was serious about like. You know what I mean? Going into it, you know what I mean? Because he has a lot of ambition. He has a lot of like, you know what I mean? So I just thought he was gonna be good at something. You know what I mean? But he loved hip hop that much. I didn't know it because we were getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And that's how we got to know each other, is through music. That we just kept chilling and listening to music and just talking so much and just being together. It's just like
some pretty fucking wild days.
Some crazy.
Shout out to them wild days, man.
Shout out to
Yeah, and Mike, so you're a hip hop kid. What's your favorite bar out there for the rap guys? You know,
That's a good question.
You know, what's your favorite like?
That's a hard question though, because there's so many bars.
I mean, I know he's a wordsmith, man.
Okay, so let me make it easier for you. What's a bar that you can remember right now at the top of your head that is one of your favorites of all time? That's an easier way of putting that, because
that's, you know, like the Matrix, when you see all those green numbers flying.
That's like
that's what's going on right now, but like faster. I don't know, man. That's
so
what
pick three.
All right, since Nas is your favorite, your best Nas line that
favorite Nas line.
Shit,
mine is
man.
"Mommy, can't you see?" Oh wait, that's P Diddy.
Fuck, bro. I mean, that shit's hard because I'm trying to narrow them down and focus on one, but it's really just throwing like a bunch of everything.
My favorite Nas track is "It Ain't Hard to Tell." I excel and prevail. The mic is contacted. I can't tell. What are you kidding me? That shit is.
I love Suspect. It
Right.
was a murder. Jakes just hit the scene, cops swarming. Like the whole scene he paints and him getting out the taxi, the yellow tape, mom's cry, everything. Suspect. I Gave You Power. Take It in Blood too. Take It in Blood.
I'm surprised, like pun intended, that you didn't say OneMike.
Nah.
Commercial.
The name, how it came about is like the first couple years I didn't have a rap name, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like Mikey. So people were like, oh, but you rap. You're gonna rap now, right? So you gotta think of one. What's your rap name? I'm like, Mikey. And I could kind of see them like smirk, like, nigga, you serious? But remember, Cool Kids was out back then, and Mikey Rocks, I think was like,
you're right. You're totally right.
And Mikey, you know, it's like, yeah. So like at that point, my boy Steve Hadley and Jay White, rest in peace again, my first producer, they came up with the name and they just gave me, and I was like, yeah, I fucks with it, and I ended up just taking it and running with it from there. And like to this day, there's people that just call me that, like at work and shit, like, yo, OneMike. So it's just as normal as my first name at this point.
Well, there's a lot of
Right,
mics,
yeah.
so it's an easier distinction, you know.
I like it.
It's
I
the
like
first
it. I'm used
mic.
to it now.
Well,
Can't go back now. I got this shit tatted. I can't change it.
You got OneMike tatted?
Yeah.
Show that to the camera.
Yo,
Listen, we're live.
can't
We wanna
change
see-
the motherfucker.
I know he has it tatted. I see this guy all the time.
I
dog.
never knew.
But this is great for the camera.
Oh, you know, well, it's good they were showing it because a lot of people just see it and it says one, but it's actually the first song off my first album. It's called One Life, One Love, One Mike, produced by not Batista. I always say Batista. My
One
fault.
Love.
Infinite.
Infinite's
My boy.
Yo,
So
Freddie, you think you get on that, man?
it's One Life, One Love, One Mike, and that was
You
like
see him?
that was the first track right there on my first album. So yeah, that's what that is.
Word,
Wow.
Yeah.
We're on hip hop. We're on hip hop right now. Let's keep talking about that hip hop stuff. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the hip hop state right now, so that way we can go back in time. What the fuck is going on right now? What is going on? What is going on as a conversation? Let's talk about hip hop. Everyone, chime in. Give us some hip hop questions. What's going on?
What do you guys think about hip hop right now?
What the fuck is going on in hip hop right now?
I think it's it's an experimental period.
You think so?
People just experimenting with new sounds and whatnot. A lot of people being hateful towards other sounds that they don't like. If we were just more fair, man. Like,
I mean, that's the culture. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It's mainly if I get to say this, mainly it's for kids. By kids for kids. And at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
hip hop.
It's a young kid's game.
It's a young kid's game. The people that listen to it and buy it and revel in it and like just, well, it's kind of changing now that it's been here for so long. But it's just it's all kids. It's for kids, you know? So, like, the kids, they don't know much, and they don't care much, so they're gonna go wild.
Most definitely. And stick up for theirs.
I fuck with it, though.
You know what I was saying the other day that's so fucking key if we could all reach this level of fairness. Fairness is so, if that's the first thing that's in place, everybody's gonna get
Fairness in music or
everything in life. And now if we use it in the aspect of new school music, because I was always not fair. I was always dismissive after 1-2 track. I'll be like, nah, I heard 1-2 tracks from dude. I'm good. I don't need to hear no more shit. And I would say it probably rudely too. Or I'll show a disgusted face.
Yeah.
That's not cool because the person usually just showing you it likes it. So that's already, you got to think about that. Now, two is, how would I feel if a young cat, I show him Nas, then okay, listen to Nas, listen to Pac, listen to dudes that's my God MCs, listen to Gangstar, and then a track or two in, because that's not the sound they like, they're like, nah, this shit's whack. This shit's trash. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want no parts of it. I would feel fucking furious. I probably want to fight with how disrespectful that would be to me. So why am I not thinking with the same fairness and disrespecting them when I diss their music?
Yeah.
That's how people got to be fair.
They really got to think of it like that. Like, I wish I was.
You think people? So you're saying that in today's hip hop world, people don't.
They don't do that.
They're like, fuck that. I don't want to listen to
You
that.
know they don't do that because honestly, especially with hip hop or any type of honestly in any conversation, when someone's like wants to say that they know stuff, they'll be like they have to down something. You know, they have to be like, oh, this is terrible. I listen to this. This is the good shit. When you have to understand that maybe there's something that you don't understand there. If there's so many people that are involved in it and so many people like it, there's something that you might not be there. But what I always bring up in the conversation of hip hop is country music. How many of us like country music? Not a lot of us. Not a lot of us.
I used to like, there was one little period when it was just 3 Nickelback songs, and after that...
Well, that's like alternative, bro. Country is like country.
Okay, I'm safe.
That's like...
No, but I get you. Like Rebel Country. Rebel Country is amazing. But the thing about it is, like, okay, so we don't like country, but that doesn't mean it's not good. Yeah. There's a huge population where it likes it. You know what I mean? Country music, one of the most popular music ever. You know, Garth Brooks is still rich and still making music. And what the fuck?
Millions.
What the fuck? Anyways, but that's how it becomes a like country music where it's not for you. At the end of the day,
people are so vicious, like animalistic, bro. Like, you know how much nicer it sounds to somebody, like if it's some music that they don't like and they go, oh, it was just never my thing. You know, I listen to different stuff instead of being like, you listen to that shit. Yeah. You listen to that trash. Get the, you know.
You know what's interesting?
That's how you word it.
You guys have a point, because right now in hip hop, what I keep seeing, instead of you listening then liking it, it's like the artist now says, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing. This is how I am. I relate to you. Now listen to my music. This is how I relate to you. Oh, your shit is bumping. I mean, isn't that the fad right now? Before you have to literally like the person.
Who would that be? What do you think?
I mean, it's not as specific. There's no specific.
But like, if you're saying there's somebody, like, who would fit that? Give me an example is what I'm saying.
I cannot give you. I don't want to give examples because my Jingba has been in trouble. Now, I mean, I'm excited. I want to hear it. I'm trying to stay.
I want to hear it, like, because I want to know, like, that seems real.
Let me give you a script. Let me give you an example.
Kind of like, I don't know.
Let me give you an example. Let's say, damn, I cannot say she's de lo mío. I'm not gonna say that script. But let's say I'm gonna throw an example. Let's say there's an artist and all she's done. Or all he's done. Let's say I'm gonna go with the him. I'm gonna go with the him for the sensitive people out there. I'm gonna go with the him. Exactly, it's 2019. I'm not gonna say an example of a she. No. Well, that's an interesting story. Some will argue, but I know a lot of people that love Future. So I'm not gonna. The Future's God.
Future's the fucking man.
No, I mean, but let's say for example, we've seen this with the young kids. Yeah. They'll get not one tattoo around their body, not one. Out of nowhere. Fuck it, let's get tattooed here. Let's start doing pranks. Let's start beating people up. Let's start doing wild shit. Let's drink lean. Oh, now listen to my music. Listen to my music. It's popping. It's sick.
It's kind of like a crazy trend we've been watching.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like me first before you like my music. That's what I meant.
I understand that.
So that's what's going on now is my point with hip hop.
Yeah. The thing is too, and not just now. Like, I think historically, if you want to, the people that get up to that pedestal, that ladder, you know, like when you out of your home city, you're buzzing, you're moving around the world with music, and you notice people, they need to have the full package. When's the fucking last time you seen somebody that's as absolutely talented as you could ever imagine. 100 out of 100 with skill, but zero image. People don't fuck with that. It doesn't sell, and then labels want no parts of it. They're gonna be like, no, you're a ghostwriter.
Like
So like that's what's fucked up. That's what's fucked up because like who could I think of, bro? Like there's a couple dudes that are.
It's hard to think of because they came and went and they're not in your mind.
They stay underground and they're fire. It's just that, and I like it when they don't do it too. Like when they don't change up and they don't.
Which is fine, but there's no room for that, like in that mainstream setting where they're trying to be.
Correct. Like imagine like they could easily just get a couple chains and get 100 tats. How we were talking about, right? They can get 100 tats and look the part like everybody else, and they will blow up. But they'd rather stay authentic and true to self. That's more important at the end of the day.
Well,
balance, a little balance.
I agree completely, and a lot of the factor in those types of artists that blow up that way is simply because and how they go up is they go up by the hood. So the hood hears about them in gossip, in whatever, and then they listen to the music and they're like, wait a minute, this is kind of fire. And then they kept listening to their turmoil and stuff, and then this is kind of fire. So when, let's say someone like Lupe Fiasco, one of the great lyricists, like I believe, like, it's one of my favorites.
Legend.
Yes. And let's say if he starts doing a trap songs, which he does just to like troll, or just to say like, or he does a better one.
He shows
just so he can do it, because he does a good, it sounds nasty.
That doesn't catch fire for a big reason, because he didn't go up in the hood way. But, like, a lot of people, I don't even know why they're famous. You know what I mean? So, someone...
That's sad because a lot of the new cats be talking crazy gun and hood shit and have not been nothing near
haven't been
it
outside.
in their whole fucking life.
Yeah.
They ain't never seen it and they speak it and they...
It's like it's cool to them to just say it now.
Do you guys remember growing up when literally if you did that once... You got checked by everybody in the game. It's like famous.
Bro.
You couldn't even get away with doing that shit once. And in one lyric, you couldn't be funny.
They'll press you to see if you're about it.
100,000%. Now people's whole records are lies.
Bro, and no one can have the same flow. And now everyone has the same
Nobody could have the same flow. Nobody could have the same flow back then. Nobody could do shit like that. No way.
It was not allowed.
No way in hell.
But then they said somewhere around the line, they said like, nigga, there's too many of us. We're all gonna sound alike, man. You know what we can do.
I said the similar thing a couple years ago because like I said a few punchlines that cast is famous have used. Like I said something that Fabulous used after. There's only so many things you could say for punchlines that of course other people. Imagine all the other people that did the same punchline but I didn't hear it or they didn't release it.
It's kind of like jokes. It's kind of like comedians.
There's only so many.
There's only so many times.
There's only so many. Back then, like that's where
everything was booming, exploding.
Think of it in this way, where like I was talking about the fairness, where we gotta always remain fair because what makes musicians good today? Like we watched the Grammys the other day. I ain't seen this shit in probably like 10 years. I swear. Like I watched no TV. Anyways,
neither do I. I haven't watched the Grammys since I was a little kid, and we were watching it together, drinking and commenting, and we were having the time of our lives. But not because it was good.
Bro, it was so
quite the opposite.
Just critiquing the shit out of it.
Quite the opposite. I wish we would have put a camera on that time.
It was so disingenuine. It was like the fakest shit I could ever imagine. I want to say one thing.
Why?
Bro, yeah.
Like
let's talk about. Let's have some fun with the fucking Grammys right now.
Bro,
from the beginning, we saw the red carpet and niggas look drunk. Look, it just looks like it's like you've been to your high school prom, right? It's like the high school prom, but it's supposed to be prestigious and it's supposed to be about music, right? And the biggest problem about it is that it has nothing to do with actual art of the music. It has everything to do with who's buying, who's buying it, who's listening to it. If the major popularity is listening to it, that's what they like.
Yeah.
Cool. I got a question for both of y'all. Yeah. And this is, I really am interested. In your minds, if you were the judge, you were the one and only judge, how would you base best rap song off of? And then I will tell mine at the end. And not that one answer is right either. I'm literally just curious.
I don't go first.
I'll go first because I got a quick answer. I don't think it can be possible for one person to do that because no one should.
Just your opinion, I mean.
So that person should know that in command. So he has to put many different factors into it. So it would be into like 5 or 4 different factors. And I'll tell you a couple. Yes. One factor would definitely be sales. 100%. I'll look at all the top 10, top 20 sales. And in there, I'll pick, and then I'll do another subcategory. Which one I believe are the best ones.
I mean, what's the criteria for you? Like if you had to pick, what do you, when you hear the words, like the song itself. What is the criteria you would
Of the
base
best song of the year?
a best rap song specifically?
Best rap song of the year?
Yeah.
First criteria that comes to mind is how resonating is it? How impactful it is? How can I remember it right now? Is it in your head? And how good is it?
Okay.
Is it fucking good?
Yeah.
Is it fucking like actually good instead of actually like
Good, good because everything else is watered
it's
down.
terrible? Or is it like just like this is alright? I'm bopping with it. I don't give a fuck. There's nothing else, you know? No, it would be, is it actually good? You know what I mean? That's what resonates. You know
So
what I mean?
Yes.
if I were to rate it,
Mhm.
it'll be something similar. The first thing I would do is there'll be subcategories, of course. Realism, as it does your music match your lifestyle or match your lifestyle at one
You think
point?
that's important?
Hey, no, subcategories. That's just one. One
No,
little
it's
point
a subcategory, but you think that's important?
to some people. So that's why it has to be a category.
Oh, okay.
But I want
It has to. It's because it's one person.
Okay, that's
it's
a person.
one person rating, so that one person has to account for every single type of people out there.
So finish. So you have
So-
more.
so-
your
so there's
subcategories
realism.
are diverse.
But remember,
Is
I kind of meant like your personal, what you guys look for.
I mean, if I was rating it, I'll
Yes.
make mad subcategories.
Okay.
If or what I think, what would be the Grammys?
because it helps you make a more fair.
Yeah, because the
fair
thing is, I
choice.
know there's a lot of
See,
things.
we're Dominican. We're looking for the fair choice.
Because the thing is, there's a lot of things that I don't like.
We're too thinking like, what's everyone gonna like? You know? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't like, and there's a lot of things I do like. But if I'm the one judging it for everybody else, you know, I want to make it a little bit fair. But if you're just asking me, right, what do you think will win the Grammy for you?
Yes, not for everyone else.
Okay,
For
okay.
your one.
So
The
it's like
personal-
for me, it has to be impact of the country. If it's America's best rap song, how did this rap song impact the country? Do I hear it every single civic around here playing it? Can I go to a college party and see some frat boys put it in the back? You know,
wherever it can be played almost.
you know what I'm saying?
anywhere, to any
How
setting.
impactful it is for the country and
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like that. And the second one too is there, how should I say, for that genre of music, are you doing justice? Or are you choosing rap to do classical rap? Or that's not a thing. But I'm saying, like, are you choosing?
should be a thing.
Are you choosing a merengue
thinking
beat
about
to
that
rap?
now.
You know what I mean? Like, are you really doing the genre justice? But because you know how people just like to mutinate certain things and
Are you doing right by like? Are you doing hip hop right? You're doing
Yeah.
rap right. I know
Which
what you
is
mean.
a good question that I didn't even think of. That's a good category to put it in because
Alright.
it's just like you can't do that because of how hip hop is evolving. It's evolving very sporadic. Like you don't know where to pinpoint it.
Definitely.
you have to get a young kid, you have to get a medium-aged guy, you have to get an old guy. For instance,
And I think that's where that's the distinction of like where you fall and where other people in the category of what you like fall. Where that's where it differentiates and what sets you apart, which is like you don't look at it in that form. You know what I mean? You said you have like 7 songs that's boom bap in your song. You do some boom bap. You know what I mean? But you're willing to evolve and you're willing to accept, but if it's good.
Yes. Only
And if
way.
it's impressive.
Yes. If not, it's left.
Because
off the
we
album.
had some things that were like, oh shit, this is one of the good ones. You know what I mean?
And what about you, Mike?
Okay,
what
so-
wins you the Grammy?
So like, I think, and you know, it's tough to pinpoint, man. But the number one thing, if I'm thinking a rap song, I think like rappers aren't talented as far as other musicians. They can play instruments, they can vocalize, they can sing, they can do all these talents. Rappers
It's not
are
more like a
literally
musician.
known. You know, they started off of, you know, because rappers today is different because they can melodize and they can sing too.
It's rap
They
and
are the
poetry.
full package.
Back rhythm
then,
and poetry. That's what it stands
If
for.
I think like the Webster dictionary of like what rapping is, you got to be witty with words. You got to be smart. You got to be writing bars. You got to be rapping. Simplify this all, right? Like you got to be a rapper in this shit because that's what your skill is.
That's what we grew up on.
You know, you can't just come up here and say whatever you want because the one thing that rappers are supposed to do is be good with words. That's it. That's literally it. There's a lot of sub categories as well how you guys were using because with what I just said there for the surface, you know, it got to be good in the sense of is it true? Is it honest? Does it have meaning? Is there a message that gets out to people? Is there storytelling? Is there metaphors, punchlines? Is there delivery? All these things.
That makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yes, but when I look at like, and unpopular opinion, how did God's Plan win? Was that based off sales? Like, was that song?
To me, we saw it together. To me, it was based off that nobody else on that list was good enough.
I forget who it was.
The single mode was the other one, and where he was on it.
Yes. I forget who the other ones were too.
And then he also put Cardi B, and then there was a random one. But we were just like, who's gonna win? And we're like, it can only be God's Plan.
Remember before the Grammy started, I looked at my side and I looked to him because I was like, we were sipping too. And at this point, once the red carpet shit was over, I'm like, I'm really interested to see how this plays out. Like, I have no idea.
We had fun.
God's Plan.
I looked to my right, Wagner was there, and I go, do you think that they choose these winners based off of sales or actual talent?
That's the first thing. Right before.
Wait. Drake is talented.
No, of course.
Whoa.
No, but he's now absent from what that question was because that happened after. Remember?
Yeah, but regardless, the whole thing was all convoluted to the point that.
And I like Drake anyway.
It definitely answered your question.
That's what I was curious. Right when it was about to start, and detach Drake from that because that's what I said before the Grammy started.
I said I didn't know. He asked me straight out. Do you think that they actually put into how do they judge this? Do they actually put a count to that? Is this a good album? Like, what do they put in, and who's judging it? Yeah. Or is it a popularity contest, or is it just like
sometimes it feels like popular?
It 100% is popularity contest. Yeah. It 100% is just sales might be a little bit of a factor, but it's literally. I think it's kind of like the Academy Awards, which if I might be wrong about this, don't quote me, but what I think it is, it's the Academy, and the Academy is a group of people who are who people don't know, so they don't get bribed or anything like that. Get sent a ballot of all these different things that happened through the years and see which one they like for the definitely category that they did. The ones that get the most votes get nominated. The one that gets the most votes out of everyone gets choice. But you gotta understand who these people are. These rich old people that have no the fuck idea.
That's why I wanted to.
They'll be with their niece or nephew at the fucking table. Be like, who do you like? You like Cardi B?
That's very fucking possible. I'm thinking about it.
No, that's how I believe the Academy is done. And I'm not sure about the fucking Grammys.
I was saying it could be possible that could be what's going on.
Because I haven't looked into it because I like a little bit movies a little bit more, but like it's like
it made perfect sense to me why Cardi B won. She deserved it.
I don't think she deserved it.
Come on, from nothing to be on our radios for that long as a female, like
Grammy of Best Rap Album of the fucking year. Do you know who should? First of all, First of all,
we're probably gonna get crucified.
Why?
We're gonna get crucified for these comments. Because people love her because she came up through a long struggle as a person and everything, right? But like, if we're talking about skill in rap,
I'm gonna lay it flat.
She has bars.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna lay it flat. I'm gonna lay it flat. It was great. She's great. She's whatever. I didn't hear the album. You know what I mean? So I can't say too much about it.
That's better.
But there's a reason I didn't hear an album. There's a reason.
Can I get a cup, bro? I'm enjoying now.
Come on, join in. Get him a cup.
Yo, Fred.
How are you not joining? Get him a cup. Here's the ice. Get your ice first. Where's the ice?
Damn, there's water now.
There's water now. Get yourself in there.
Room temperature's always
Room temperature's fine.
I'm gonna get some ice.
Go ahead.
Go some ice while I fucking explain.
Yeah,
you already know what the fuck I'm gonna say.
Rant.
Okay, so here's the thing. We saw it, Rap Album of the Year. The thing where who she was nominated with was Astroworld, the ones I remember, and Pusha T's album, which I don't even know the fucking name. First of all, Drake's album wasn't even nominated. I think that was the best rap album of the year, personally. Drake's album. Personally, I think that's the best rap album of the year. I think
Pusha T rapped.
I think he rapped, but like I just think
his ass off.
I just think resonating. It's really against Astroworld and Drake's album as best rap album of the year. Most people would probably say Astroworld.
The most popular rap albums.
If we're going by popularity, and we got to go by, but they gave it to her sort of like, oh, women rule now, you know. I think that's why. But because it's all like leftist type shit. It's all like you know what I mean, democratic type shit.
But she's considered to be risky. She's considered to be, you know, like sometimes like tough to work with some other people and stuff like that. And she still made it out, and somehow she got a Grammy.
I fuck with her
from America.
I fuck with her, but we're going by.
And Dominican Shorty was the first Dominican to get a Grammy.
So this year we might do an elviews fucking award show at the end of the year. And we're gonna do best rap album of the year, and you're gonna give it a Cardi? No, nigga.
Okay, look at that. That's the best way you can put it right there.
You're not gonna give it a Cardi because it's not true. She might have been the nominee. She could be in the nominees of it.
But we like everything else about her.
But legit,
we're just saying rap album.
Legit, I think even 6ix9ine could have got it before her. You know, as best rap album of the year.
Thank you.
And that's what I think, because the thing about it, I'm not saying Cardi B's rap album wasn't fucking fire. Even if I didn't listen to it.
You just don't think it was the best female rap album.
No, that wasn't the category.
That wasn't the category? It was just best
rap album.
Woo! I didn't even watch the Grammys.
She's the first female person. Oh my god. Just because these people are retarded, like they can do whatever the fuck they want.
There's a lot of good albums last year, man.
There was a lot of good albums for that to happen.
By the way, if you guys do that, I want to be part of that award show. If that's okay. Think about it.
We're actually, this is actually probably being made right now as we were talking about it. Write that down. Let's do the Elviews award show.
Grammys. Grammys, baby. I create. That's all I do,
Oh, my
nigga.
Gucci wallet fell. All right, talk to me.
So I see that you're very excited for this album, for your album that's coming out right now.
I'm excited.
And but like from what I've been listening to, is like your last albums, you were happy for you were always consistently updating, but this energy you have now, I mean, you don't like promoting anything. You're up here talking about your album, so like it must pack heat, man.
2 other more podcasts before this.
Yeah.
So you're actually promoting something.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
That we
that's
fought
why
over
I'm
a lot over the years. Like, bro, just talk about it more. And he's just like, nah.
So this album must be a big deal, bro.
This one you're a lot more proud of. Yeah. And all the little previews you're showing me, I'm just like, I need to hear this.
It's a body of work, guys. It's such a body. Like.
And who did the artwork?
The artwork, that was just me. Yeah, just throw on a little, writing there and a little parental advisory.
Fresh,
just a
Even
fresh photo. It was in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
But Rich Wired helped you out with the other ones, right?
He did my first 3, and he did the back one, the track listing for this one for when we make the physical copies. Yeah.
Nasty. Yo, shout out to Rich Wired, baby.
Yeah.
And that album, how does it start? How does it end? Because like I like albums that have not like a story, but like a beginning. Then it goes, and you know what I mean? Because I hope it's not like everywhere. You know what I mean? So
that's a good point. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, about the album. Like, what are we gonna find out?
It's a journey, actually.
Don't give us too much, because obviously we want to hear for ourselves. But like,
I wish I could show y'all right now. I'm so fucking hyped.
Well, let's see if we do a little listening party for it.
It's like a journey, and the people that I've showed it, it's like. It really takes your focus. Like, my shit, I think it would be really good music to, like, drive to if you're in a long drive or something, like, because it just makes you think about a lot of stuff that you've been through. It makes you think about stuff that you forgot in your life that you've been through. It brings up, like, really good and wild memories even, too. A lot of storytelling. We alluded to it a little bit earlier where, my principles and the criteria I set for myself when writing a song, as far as, like, I'm really syllable heavy and focused on that, but I still want every single bar to be true. One skill that I always wanted to attain and get better at was storytelling. Storytelling.
That's tough.
Now I've sharpened that sword to like my best.
Yeah. In hip hop is storytelling.
Storytelling. That's so lost now too. Like
Slick Rick.
Yeah, man. And I was listening to Illmatic for like the past 4 years.
Storytelling songs in your other album.
Thank you.
Think about it.
But it'll be.
Think about it.
It'll be like one or two.
Like nitpicking.
How do you even start, yo?
But you do.
And now this one, I got like 7 where it's stories, and I'm having conversations with the characters, and like it's guiding you and navigating, putting all the pictures in your head. It makes it so dope. Like music videos before you even get the visuals. Yeah. It's a journey. First track, I got Big Mama Kiki. Shout out to her.
Shout outs to Big Mama Kiki.
And her beautiful fucking voice and soul. I got her on the first track. And she's singing, she blesses it, she goes with the instrumental, beautiful, perfect blend. And that's just like the introduction, no hook, no nothing, just bars and really smooth melodies. Oh my God. So that one just feels real good and makes you happy. Yeah. Second song, it goes into Memory Lane, which was a tribute to Nas's record. Mine is, I even got a DJ who came in and scratching and shit, DJ J-Rock, shout out to him too. And Ludi did the beat, L5 did the beat, and the hook, I got Nas from an interview where he was a couple years ago talking about his song Memory Lane.
Yeah.
And like he's describing what Memory Lane was to him, and I scratched little parts of him from the interview and made that the chorus with some DJ scratches.
That's nasty.
And then the record, it brings you through like the basement jams, the partying, everything in a good sense too. And then beautiful track like that, it wraps up. Next song is the one that I'm about to film the video for. It's probably the best song on the CD. It's the longest I ever took to write a song. It's called One Love. That shit took me 2 years to finish, because I didn't want to put it out unless it was perfect. It's a big deal to me because Black got locked up for 10 years. I told you who Blacksmith was earlier, and while he was in there, I always knew I wanted to make a song to pay homage. What better way than I got a song where I followed the blueprint of Nas's One Love record, where the first verse of Nas's One Love, that's a phone conversation to his boy in the pen off the prison phone. And they're going back and forth. Nas updating him on the streets. And they're going back and forth. Second and third verse of One Love, Nas is back in the projects trying to give jewels to the youngin' on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Trying to tell him to stop hustling because there's the route it could lead. My One Love, I followed the criteria in a form of first verse. And sorry, I said it on a phone. I confused mine with Nas's. Nas's is a letter. The first verse in Nas's record, his boy, he's reading the letter in the pen. And mine is a phone conversation. So I actually recorded Black from prison phone and shit.
What?
Yeah, well, he was still up there, bro, and fucking...
That's nasty.
In the feds, he was up there, bro.
I remember that shit. You were like,
at your crib.
Yeah,
you called me at Wagner's crib.
Yeah, it was at my crib. It's like, yo, I'm going to do this right now.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, let's wing it. Let's go.
It was fun time.
And I got him to rap a couple of the bars. First verse is me and Black going back and forth. The song starts with me in the car answering the phone. Boom, boom, boom. Second verse starts. I get out the car after saying, One Love to Black. I say bye. Second verse starts. I get out the car. I see one of my homies on the block. I dap him up, and he's a youngin'. He's flashy. He's a hustler, and I'm trying to tell him like, yo, you can get your bread. Just don't be too flashy. That shit might catch up in the wrong way. But he's not taking the wisdom. He's not taking the wisdom. And then the whole song navigates to like it's spiraling down something at the end. Second and third verse. And I'm about to shoot that movie, not a video. I'm gonna shoot that fucking movie.
That's
like
nasty.
3 weeks, bro. That's the one. I'm hella excited.
Blacksmith in it?
We're gonna have him in some scenes for the first verse, so hell yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Some close-up shots. We're gonna make it like prison phone and shit.
You talk to him,
like
you tell him?
I think I did, but not in the way that I'm gonna tell him.
Oh,
now we have everything.
Everything together. Right? You have everything.
You wanted to wait till it was official.
So Black is going down. It's going down, baby.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't wait for that one. Yeah, that's gonna be a good video.
We go intro, Believe, Memory Lane, One Love, Two Lives, which I told y'all wrote it at work in an hour and a half. I wanted to write that song forever, but never could. Fifth song is Be Free, which I got my boy Sam singing on there too in the hook. Beautiful song.
He was on your other album too.
Last album too.
Yeah, great song.
Real like Anthony Hamilton type of beautiful voice, and really good uplifting song. And that one, like, I definitely a couple times shout out to Youth, and I try to tell them to just be themselves. You don't really gotta feed into that pressure of being what everybody else wants you to be. Be fully comfortable with being yourself, and if you're weird, like it. Like your weirdness. Don't let them fucking bash you for that shit, because you'll end up growing up later and realizing that you fucked with it and you want to be who you used to be. Because now you're somebody that they wanted you to be and you want to go back. So embrace all that shit you like. Don't fucking stress it. And like it goes from there. Number 6 is Lawrence Street. Beautiful song, beautiful record.
That's for Lawrence. I don't know anybody who watches it, like most likely from Lawrence. So that whole thing is an ode to Lawrence. If you guys might know Mikey from Lawrence, but the thing you don't know that he's from Lynn, actually. He's probably said that in other podcasts if you guys follow him, but he's actually from Lynn. He's not a Lawrence rapper. He's a Lynn rapper at the end of the day. So this Lawrence track is his ode to Lawrence. And the preview that he showed me, it's fucking ridiculous. And that needs a video as well.
Hell yeah.
That shit is fucking...
What it's like is like we take the right off of Broadway. We start at the beginning on Lawrence Street over there. I describe a whole story of life
right from adolescence all the way towards Methuen.
Yeah,
that's
from the beginning. I named buildings in order, but the song is a journey of adolescence.
It's his experience in Lawrence,
and it's like growing up.
The artsy. It's
his experience in Lawrence, put in Lawrence Street. It's
in
like,
order.
That's nasty,
It's
bro.
I mentioned when the car takes the right off Broadway. I mentioned the church. I mentioned the playground. I mentioned like Tenney Street. I mentioned Methuen Liquors. I mentioned Howard Park. I mentioned Constanza's when it got shut down. I mentioned Pollo Típico, and I mentioned the Farrah Funeral Home. Shout out my brother Ruben.
Shout out, brother.
So like and that's the funeral home, the end of the road, like where the song ends. So it starts with a church and it starts with adolescence and mentioning the kids. And then, like, it ends beautifully at the end of that part of the
So instead of, like, saying the whole Lawrence, you know, because that would be the longest song, he narrows it down to Lawrence Street. Can he do that? Yes, he can. He did it.
Exact memories.
And he didn't fucking just focus on Lawrence Street. He focused on, like, his...
How much money do you spend on your music? Jesus Christ.
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
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 Especially. And
but you don't even think about it, though.
Never.
No.
All I care about is making sure that they sound as good as I want, because like literally nothing in the world can match that fucking feeling.
Yeah.
But thousands, hell yeah, easily. And mind you, a lot of it my manager as well too. So I'm a little under 50% of what I do spend. But yeah, we spend thousands.
You guys
of
are
dollars.
going strong. You're getting a nice team.
What's your
man.
favorite song of this new fucking
This album?
album? I know that's hard to hear because we're just like we're getting into it now.
I'm baited as hell. I'm like, I can't wait for the first 7 tracks.
What's your most excited? What are you most excited for?
Hey, wait, hold on. If you want, he was about to leak something.
Go ahead.
yeah.
No, leak some first. Yeah,
Sorry
great,
for the
right.
ones on the air because they can't hear it. But when we shut this off, I can show y'all the whole album.
Go
I got it right there.
fresh.
No, we're definitely gonna be.
Shit.
We're
We're definitely gonna put it on.
My favorite one, One Love and Two Lives. I put them right back to back. That's number 3 and 4. Number 3 is usually every artist in the world in any genre. That's their main hit or their favorite song, number 3. Yeah. So 3 and 4.
That's what's up.
Yeah. After Lawrence Street, it goes to She's Better. That's a song giving props to women.
Yeah.
Basically, like the ones that's been wronged and cheated on. The song is like letting them know that.
You gave me an exclusive. I don't want to put it on, obviously, but you gave me an exclusive like thought of how you like put that song together.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking. Let me tell you, like this guy really thinks about his music.
Special.
How come it wasn't
a man?
How come it wasn't first? Women's are first. How come it wasn't the first track?
It could be if they skip the first 6 and play that one first.
I'm trolling.
If they skip the first 6,
Yeah,
and
it can be whatever you want. Put it on shuffle.
7 is a lucky numbers, and you women are lucky to have us.
Usually, if you go back to the 90s when it was all CDs and no Napster, you go back to the 90s, you usually go to number 7 or number 8 first on the CD, no matter what. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but you go to number 7 or number 8 first. Like,
I'll tell you, man, I think I became more of a man after I wrote that joint, because it was like admitting my, my mistakes and being a bad fucking man in the past and wronging these women. Finally admitting them out loud is pretty fucking crazy from a guy that did nothing but lie to the grave for that type of shit. So it kind of, in a sense, set me free and gave them the truth that they always deserved. Yeah. That's a really powerful shit, man. And
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, the whole second verse is about one ex, but the whole first verse is like about all the girls that I wronged. So like, it's pretty fucking deep,
yeah,
bro.
so it makes it more universal, and it makes it not about you, but it makes it more about reality.
I played it to my female friends, like different ages.
Bro, I cried.
Like,
I cried. Remember? You remember? I fucking cried. Like mind you,
what?
I cried. I legit cried.
Shit real, bro.
I legit cried.
Yo,
legitimately, I cried. I was like, "What the fuck, bro? Why are you talking about me right now?"
Oh no, I can't listen to that shit.
But you know what's the thing? It's actually a happy-go-lucky. Like it's a happy. It's like the shit I'm saying is real, but like the beat, the instrumental is hip hop, but it's like uplifting. It feels good, and the chorus is real good, and it's like it's setting them free. And in a sense, I felt like setting myself free from like holding on to such long fucking secrets. Like now the full book's out.
All the demons out.
No, nothing to hide, no nothing. So that's She's Better, and then from After She's Better is 12 bars. It's like a little intermission hook thing,
like interlude type of thing. That's just nasty.
I got my boy beatboxing for the instrumental. He's actually like in a bathroom beatboxing. My boy Julio.
Yeah.
And like the snare he uses as the toilet seat. That shit goes. It's
bro,
fresh,
it sounds,
that's crazy,
he takes
yo.
out his car keys and
it's
he's
like
them. Like
it's a legitimate album. It's like it just sounds
Shout
like
out to
something.
Julio.
It just sounds something like straight from the '90s, brother. Like straight like something that I grew up with. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it's like if you went back in time, and you're like, oh, I missed this CD, and this is a fucking fire CD. You know?
So that's 9. So what's 10?
So after that one, there's this song called Lost, and that's the first song on the CD out of all of them now that has a new school beat, bass heavy, kind of trap drums, and more turn up. There's this shit that will get you hype, and it's Lost. And though the beat is that way, It's a nice chorus. The chorus basically it describes the entire song. The entire song, the chorus is the topic, and everything else has to do with it. It's called Land of the Lost. Of course, it's Land of the Lost. I'll leave that one for itself, and then after that, another turn up, new school type of beat, Everlong featuring King Los.
Yeah.
Shout out to King Los.
That's a fucking track,
And
bro.
my eyes, one of the best MCs in the history of the world.
Shout out to King Los. King Los.
Shout out to King Los.
I don't know if a lot of people know about him, but tell him for people that don't know about hip hop, because King Los is like one of the greatest.
On the way to visit Blacksmith on his final trial before he got the 10 years. At that point, and mind you, he's 21. He got a 1-year-old son. That shit hit hard.
What do you mean 10 years?
He got 10 federal.
Wait, he's in jail right now?
He just got out.
Get
So
the
he's
fuck
30.
out.
He's
He's
31.
grinding.
Oh, that's why he's so good. He was
Yeah.
fucking in there, just fucking.
Well, before he was.
He was still
amazing.
good, yeah.
He was fucking.
He was, that's why he wasn't like out here.
Yep.
Because he was in jail for fucking 10 years?
Just got out.
Damn, so I wanted him, I wanted him to like tell me, because like I guess I don't know much
You
about
want to party with him at 20 and now you're like,
No, 'cause I listened to Los a lot. Especially like he had this mixtape out like a couple years back, which was
Oh wait, you think I said Lowe's was locked up?
is that
No, my bad.
You're talking about Blacksmith?
Yeah.
No, I know Blacksmith was locked up for 10 years.
That's why I was confused too. Nah, it was miscommunication. Check it out. That's why.
Oh shit, that scared me. Okay, no. All right. So we're not confused. Okay, so
Not King Los,
so
Blacksmith's in jail, right?
we were.
just got out.
He thought I was talking
Okay,
about Blacksmith. Yeah, Blacksmith just got out. Shout out to Blacksmith.
On the way to visit Black before he got the 10 years, right?
Yeah.
At that point, I'd been seeing King Los. I used to go on World Star every day and check out new artists on SoundHype. That's when I always wanted my ears on anything. I just wanted to listen. I knew who King Los was by name, and I would see like he had the best freestyle for a milli. He would remix everybody's songs and kill them. But to me, I was so prideful and diehard loyal to Fabulous that I'm like, there's only one Loso, nigga. You can't come out here saying you're Los. I'm sorry. It's not a thing to me. So I was biased. I literally wasn't listening to King Los. He wasn't King Los. He was just Los for many years. Just
for a
Los.
lot, yeah.
And in my mind, that's how foolish I was. I'm like, no. There's only one Loso.
I was
Fuck
like that with a few other rappers. I feel you, man.
On the way to visit Black, final trial, my boy Goomer, my manager, he throws him on the radio. He played like 7 songs straight. That's the day I decided I was gonna write music.
Yeah, because I was saying like he had a mixtape that was just like bars after bars, and then he was doing like he was just like challenging like
Artists that were at the time, he was challenging them.
yes.
He was rapping on their beats better all the time.
Every single time.
He did in a milli.
He got voted the best of Millie.
Best of Milli record. Yeah, his
Kendrick gave him
Milli
the
was
best Control remix.
ridiculous.
Control everyone remix.
Every remix that he made
That's
was just
wild.
like,
That's
because the thing
ew.
about it is like if we put rap, you know what I mean? We don't put it as art. We don't put it as subjective to who you are. We put it as straight up skill. If we put it as skill,
Like rhythms.
If we put it as skill,
Man.
and if someone says the most craziest shit in the most effective way of like impressive, you know what I mean? If someone can outdo him, like by all means, but like
He's one of the
really,
greatest. He's a scientist.
Is ridiculous. He is.
On the way to visit Black, I heard him, and that's the day I said, I looked to Goomer, I said, yo, this is so ill. Like what I was hearing, I was so moved right there in the car. I said, I'm gonna rap. I'm gonna write, I'm gonna rap, I'm gonna record right there. Listening to King Los and then visiting Black, that combination. And then from there on, 10 years of him being definitely the most motivation I had. All the years before my first CD, listening to all the shit, he made me want to write. He made me want to speed up and slow down and switch flows like that and still land seamlessly on beat. All these things. That dude gets all the credit in the world for me. And 10 years later, I fucking hit him up on Twitter. And at this point, he must have, I don't know if, because I got a pretty like big following for someone that's so regular like me on Twitter. As far as followers go, and throughout these years,
And someone who's not on Twitter as much.
never use it. And they're like, I would always retweet them, bro. I would retweet them. I will post the new albums. I would show everybody. Word of mouth, though, and personal, I've showed hundreds of people King Los throughout all the
You
years.
convinced me. Because
Bro.
at first I was just like, bro, I understand. That's not my.
Correct.
That's not my thing.
And then, like, always spreading his message. I don't know if he recognized the Twitter handle, but I DM'd him one day. And I go, yo, man, I've always been one of the biggest fans. Got nothing but love for your music. It's done a lot for me in my life, bro. What would it take? You know, it'd be an honor. Like, what would it take if I can get a feature from you? And he's like, I'll bless you for this set price. And from there, it just happened. I got the record ready. I sent him the money and the record with his verse empty and the instrumental. And I wanted to send him another track too so he could choose between two. I wanted to make it as easy as possible for him.
Word, yeah, and you guys made a record together, and it's actually a fucking good record.
Hype.
Right.
Hype. I'm still hype, bro. It almost don't even feel real, because for me, that's like if you painted your whole life. And it's not a lie, but if fucking Picasso you could collab with, like, you know what I'm saying?
Out of nowhere, like,
if you've been taking pics your whole life and fucking you've been filming videos your whole life, and Spielberg wants to fucking collab with
That's
you,
crazy.
like some wild shit. That's the best way I could let you guys know what he means to me in rap. And after that song is the outro. Very beautiful beat from Infinite again. And that wraps up the CD.
Shout out to Infinite. He's doing good shit.
Hell yeah. Full
Fuck
blown
with
artist now. He produces, he sings, he raps, he does everything on his own, bro. God bless, dude. And at the end of the song, I do a little talking on updating people where I'm at, where my mind, where my heart is at nowadays, which I rarely ever speak in my songs, which is kind of weird too. A lot of people talk in the beginning.
Jeez, so it's like a whole fucking.
Yeah.
And you just put the period in the end.
Yeah.
You know what
beautiful.
I mean?
And then it ends with like the beat with a saxophone and just jazzy piano. It's pretty fucking smooth.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike. So I'm excited for this album.
How many tracks?
11.
11.
Yeah, it's the last.
That's
one.
That's a good number.
That's 11 and.
And I wanna.
Wait, March 24th.
February 24th. We got
February 24th.
It is.
It's on Sunday.
Dude, all this time I'm thinking it's March.
No. February 24th.
Baby.
We have 9 days. It's next week. Everybody gotta go February 24th.
Miscommunication juice.
It's It's next Sunday. Please listen to it, cop it. It's gonna be on.
Felipe requested a snippet.
A snippet?
Felipe requested a snippet. You down for that, Mike?
We can put a
You do a
snippet.
snipe.
First, I want to do a toast to your fucking 4th album.
Good looks. And good looks, Felipe. Hell yeah, I'll put a snippet.
We're gonna listen to a snippet. Word to Felipe.
Where should I play? Right off the phone and the microphone, yeah?
Right phone. You could put it actually like just close over there to that camera.
Out there.
It's probably that like boom. Just
Yeah, don't listen. I don't hear it.
Look at that extra bass from next door.
Yeah. Oh, right now we have my buddy on cue. He just started DJing.
He always does it.
He just does it wherever I'm doing something. It's just incredible. Are you watching the live? Are you watching the live?
You knew you're listening to it. I fuck with you though.
No, but shout outs to the DJ upstairs. I mean, he's doing his thing. He's doing something.
He's trying, bro. Yeah.
Know what I mean,
What track I'm gonna go with? I think I'm gonna do One Love.
Right, yeah. Do One Love, because we're all fucking excited for that shit.
This is the
So there's One Love.
so-called movie I keep saying.
It comes out February 24th, next Sunday.
Yeah, midnight, baby. That
Midnight.
should be live.
We're gonna do we're gonna have fun. Let's have fun.
Ready? Because we're not playing the whole thing, are we?
that was
We'll
a
do a
snippet. That's it.
No, I was gonna put it forward, but
first and foremost, I get big. And I said, word, sticking to the program, holding it down until you home so we can follow through our old plans. I without a doubt, finding out he still go round. She said, prison give you wisdom, a man who lived the whole life. Once you home, we fin decipher, reminisce upon the old times. Let's send this lesson through the distance of this phone line. Maintaining, plus your motivation, hold me up. When times is hard behind the bars, it's hard to raise your only son. He told me shit was tragic. Homie, just imagine if we go around the back, and then he only stuck to rapping about. Now the rap game garbage, damn near 7 years since the feds at your apartment. All these new artists only make it worse. I guarantee the day you finally free, you finna break the curse.
Snippet. Yo, that shit is nasty, bro. That shit is nasty, bro.
let me do one more.
One more snip. Let's go.
Yeah, yo, you guys getting spoiled.
Get it.
Spoiled with the bonus.
Because this is my favorite part of the song. It's the second verse when I get out the car and I try to kick
Second verse, boys.
Ready? Just the second verse. This is the part I wanted them to hear. So one of the homies, so I stopped the whip, hop out to give daps. Like, what up? He said, hugging the block and serving cutties fast. Watching out for funny cash, trying to make this money stack. Work, kid, handling your business on the low. Always listen for the po. Before I finished, he said, I know. Since he a few years younger, kick some wisdom when we spoke. Vision ain't much bigger than whips and expensive clothes. And the women kept his attention and getting lit with his bros. Right now, they trying to turn up with you, but forget you when you broke. Blessed and driven, destined for a different road. Prison cells or cemeteries, who gon' visit when you go? We not his head like you listen. No, I know we got a thicker skull. Thinking about it as a rep, you can attack, you get the respect. Flashing when you also put the target on your back. Almost asking for some trouble, cause they.
I'm bleeding, boy.
Longer you gonna last. I was savage when I was young, so this song isn't just a track. In fact, it's a form of me giving back to the youth. I'm telling them shoot for the stars, stop shooting gas. He said I ain't scared of shit, won't hesitate to spray a coward. I was working for 8 an hour, now I'm smoking a whole 8 an hour.
What?
Tasting sour when the money bring crazy power. Bullets everywhere there, try to take what's ours. A thin line between fearless or foolish, experienced or clueless. I'm just trying to steer you clear from illusions. Appearance confuses, even family can disappear when you lose. And he said, yeah, I hear you, that's true shit. I hit you in the view to kill some blues. I gotta make a couple moves quick. Alright, cool, we'll be around the city cruising, drive around, windows down, stereo system booming like.
Yeah.
This nigga said I used to make 8 an hour, and I'm smoking 8 an hour.
That was the youngin', the young naive hustler.
Like,
I was working for 8 an hour, now I'm
I'm
smoking
making
a whole
8
8
an hour.
The album coming out. What platform?
Apple Music.
Yeah, tell all the platforms.
Tell the platform.
It's coming on Apple Music.
Definitely the main ones: Apple Music, Spotify.
You can pre-order right now on Apple.
Pretty much everything. I think I checked off like
Spotify.
everything, like Google Play, everything
Google
that ever
Play.
exists is gonna be on.
Legit, just anywhere you are. If there isn't, then hit us up on Twitter. Anywhere, hit any of us up, and we will tell you. We will get it to the platform that you have. I will promise you.
Oh, and also whoever is still here, that goes to everybody. If you could DM me on OneMike One Dream on Instagram or Twitter, and just say you want a physical copy, we will send one to your address. If you
We will
close
send it
by,
to your
I can
address.
meet you. I can meeting you if you close by.
We will send it. We will come directly and bring it to you by hand.
for free.
If for free,
Yeah.
just DM them on Twitter or Instagram.
I have OneMike One Dream. No
One mic, one dream, no spaces, and he will come to your house with a physical copy of the album. It is only done for this 4th album. This is a magical time. Get it while it's hot, and it's gonna be a good time, and you guys will not regret that whole moment. We could record it if you want. It's gonna be fucking fun, and
Awesome.
we're gonna bring it
Yo.
to you. Well, and we'll mail it to you, so it'll be easier too.
Yo, Professor Tan, thanks for coming. And Mike,
Anytime,
OneMike,
brother.
thanks for coming, brothers. Yo.
Anytime, brother.
My pleasure.
Thanks, yo.
This is always fun. This is always fun.
Yo, just dabs.
And I just want to say, very proud of elviews. It's been, it's more than a year now of this doing it. I've been on a couple times, and last time I've been on, it feels like it's been a year. So I know it's been more than a year, and this is a great fucking show. The best in the city, and that's undeniable. Best in the city. That's undeniable, according to me. You guys can fight me for it if you want. But best show in the city, and honestly, bro,
I'm really planning. Not just
you're doing your
thoughts,
thing,
I'm really,
and I'm very, very proud,
But not
and
just
I'm
thoughts,
very, very happy.
really planning. I'm really planning. This for the lyricists, Dominican dime pieces and Benjamins, brown liquor sippers and heavy hitters as I reminisce my innocence. Lost at a younger age, looking up the gangs in the place you had to tuck your chains, but remain sane as a youngin' into sneakers and honeys, but never needed the money, just the peoples that love me. I stopped home quick, changing my clothes, spray the cologne and out the door. Never know how the day would unfold, but as the saying goes, I just go with the flow. To my mans, blow up my phone with plans, I told them for show. So next I hit 7-Eleven, about 9:39, bought ice blunts and juice for mixing, including spearmint, gum, more plus the solo cups we usually pour the drinks in, and also use for sinking.